Did you hear about did you like the 28 days, 28 weeks later?
Yes, like I liked the first one, 28 days, because the second one was what, 28 weeks later?
Yo.
And isn't there another one coming out now?
The other one came out and I have some information about it unless you're planning on seeing it.
Not really. What's it called?
28 years later.
Oh, okay, it's 28 years. So they stayed with the 28. Okay.
Yo. So, I was
That's
actually
funny. I just watched 28 Weeks Later. Because isn't 28 Weeks Later the one where they're in London? And it has Jeremy Renner in it? Like they're letting people come back and they've got certain sections of like London open and there's US. There's all the troops are there helping and like everybody's in London. Yeah. I just watched that one the other night. That's so funny. Okay. 28 years ago.
Best intro. That intro when I remember being so high and fucked up. I was scared. I was like, God damn, fuck, no chances of survival for me. But yeah, I was supposed to go see 28 years later, and I was really hyped for that because, like I said, 28 weeks later intro, that was the best shit I've ever seen, straight up. And I was really excited to see this. And dude I work with, he was like, "Oh, I'll fucking hit you up and let you know if I'm gonna go." I'm like 99% sure. Didn't get a text or a call from him. So 5 minutes after the movie starts, like a bunch of texts go through, and I see his text like, "Oh, I got here early, blah blah blah." So I didn't get to see it, and then my cousin went to go see it.
He went without you.
Yeah, my cousin went to go see it. My girlfriend went to go see it, and I was like, whatever. And Barry was finally spilled the beans. He's like, "Motherfucker, I'm gonna tell you something about that movie. There's a dude in there with a cock so big that it should get its own character."
Please stay far away from me. Go on and save yourself. Say no farewell.
Everyone's minds today. How will the city dispose of my trash if there's a work stoppage? If there is a work stoppage, the Department of Sanitation will be operating in what we refer to as a modified capacity. There will be no residential trash collection or recycling effective Tuesday, July 1st. We encourage residents and we ask you to please refrain from placing any trash or recycling out for curbside collection until further notice. In addition, we are arranging 63 temporary drop-off locations around Philadelphia where our residents can bring their trash in the event of any work stoppage. And we will clearly and specifically list every location where the public can take their trash. It'll be listed on the phila.gov/sanitation website in the event of any potential work stoppage. Residents are asked to bring their materials to drop off sites on what would be their normal trash days. We will continue to monitor these locations, and if the work stoppage lingers and more capacity is needed, we will be expanding to additional locations.
Hey, welcome to the Quarantine Podcast. I'm Keith, and this is
Erica.
And first and foremost, welcome back, Erica.
Oh,
It's
thank
been
you.
a
Thank you.
while.
It's only been a week.
But it always feels like forever.
This is true.
So we ain't talked much, and we don't really know what we're gonna get into. So we're just gonna play video roulette, and we're gonna talk about some shit and share our opinions on the subject matter. So,
Well, today a huge strike began here in Philadelphia.
oh shit, what about?
Oh, shit. one of the biggest worker unions here couldn't seem to come to an agreement. And it's amazing because the same mayor who could only fund about 3% she was willing to offer that she could drop for these union workers is the same motherfucking mayor who was getting ready to drop millions for an unnecessary stadium to put it in fucking Chinatown until he got ixnayed, thankfully, at the beginning of the year. So now what that means is, and I know everybody keeps screaming about how the trash is not about to be picked up, but that's like while that's a big problem because there's millions of people that live here, that's actually like at the bottom of the totem pole because this worker union also houses 911 call center employees, crossing guards, all kinds of different shit that goes on throughout the city. And officially today, they went on strike. And the mayor asked that you please don't put your garbage or recycling out on the curb. But they were going to come up with some places. They got some places you can go drop your trash off. And I'm like, so wait, are you going to pay people to drop their own trash off? Because let's talk about the people who don't own vehicles because they live in the city. And they take SEPTA. They just gonna put their trash on SEPTA and take it? But I got a better idea. I think a few of us should get together, get some U-Hauls, and we just take it down to fucking City Hall and dump our trash. It's big enough. It is big enough. It's one big motherfucking circle on the inside and the outside. There is plenty of fucking room to start piling it the fuck in there. I bet you they figured the fuck out then.
Oh yeah, that's all it would take. It's funny.
So,
I seen some of your posts about that as I was flipping, screwing it, refreshed. And I seen some about going down to City Hall. I'm like, oh shit, what's Erica got herself into now? But that's hilarious.
Shit. Yes, Miss Sherelle
I guess
Parker.
not hilarious, but it's
no,
sad.
it's hilarious. It's hilarious. You know why? Because they chose Sherelle Parker over a veteran who I can guarantee you wouldn't have let this happen. So that's one thing a veteran ain't gonna do, especially a combat veteran. They understand that infrastructure. That one cannot fucking fall through the way cracks. But that's the other problem with big government. Government shouldn't have control over that fucking shit anyways. That should be fucking privatized. Oh, but we can't do that because see, if we do that, then we lose out on all these mobs that are connected that help keep the politicians' pockets lined so that they can run their campaigns. So that's why we can't have personalized companies that just compete for our business when it comes to the trash and sanitation service. Then they would actually have to show the fuck up. They're too fucking protected. So yeah, today is not the fucking day.
So your garbage people are taken over by the government. There's not like a company that does it.
Our garbage people have a contract with the government. So basically the government runs the trash service. They're all government style employees who are in unions. Make it make fucking sense.
I don't even know where to go with that.
Exactly, because it's one big fucktard conglomerate of bullshit layered on top of bullshit, layered on top of bullshit. So yeah, because when I hear the word union and then I hear the word government at the same time, I'm like, that's an oxymoron. That's way too many different departments running shit. Pick one.
Yeah, what a mess.
So yeah, right before 4th of July weekend, go figure. Look at that ironic timing. She's been sitting on this they've been at this table for a while, for a long while. And then she gonna get up last night and do a fucking press conference talking about a work stoppage. Bitch, quit trying to fucking rebrand a strike. Miss, I can't even fucking spell eagle.
Oh, that's okay. I remember
That's
now.
the mayor, the motherfucker that can't even fucking spell eagle. Gonna have a fucking chant going and you forgot. You got notes in front of you, but you didn't spell eagle out. That should have been the one. Always spell the easy word on your notes. Don't think you just gonna fucking remember it for a speech.
That's like living in Minnesota and not knowing how to spell Vikings. What the fuck, dude? It's so bad, and that's the funny thing about it is it's really at a comedy level, and not like a new comedy, but I'm talking about golden age, early 2000s comedy where that shit was just funny. This is fucking funny, and it's sad, but it's so ridiculous. How did we get here?
Yeah.
How did we get here?
And yet here we are living it out in our greatest going down in a blaze of glory. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
if there was a theme song for 2025, I feel that should be in the running. Oh, I learned how to say what the fuck. What's your fucking problem? Or what the fuck are you on? One of those fucking phrases like that in Japanese today.
Oh, no.
I'm just gonna start cussing motherfuckers out in Japanese. I'm gonna switch it up.
You have to. I pretty much switched to Spanish. And then I also make up my own languages, too. I be talking. It's some bad stuff.
You would think by now, being in Philly for 4 fucking years, I would be speaking Spanish, especially since people automatically be thinking I'm Hispanic or some shit. I can't tell you how many times people just immediately start talking to me in Spanish, and I'm just like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see.
sí, hola.
You got to get one of them translators. I wish I had that back in the day when I was working warehouse with a bunch of Mexicans. I know they were talking shit. I'm like, motherfucker, if I cared enough, I would
translate
so bust you out.
No, when I used to go to the Vietnamese shops when after Android came out on the scene, because Google's integrated. It's always that's who runs Android. So when they integrated the thing in where you could just click the mic and tell it to pick up the language, and I would go to the nail salon and just turn it on just for the fuck of it. And then like when they'd be about halfway through ragging on somebody, I'd be like, y'all ain't even cool. Like her toes ain't that bad. They'd be like, ah.
Yeah, that reminds me of that Seinfeld episode.
I do.
You remember that
like,
one?
Y'all. Yes.
The poor princess.
Yes.
I was like, God damn. That's cool.
That episode and the one where, do you remember the ugly girlfriend? Like every time they'd see her, if you see her in one light, she looked one way.
Yeah.
You see her in another light, she looked completely, she was a whole different person. And that one time Kramer saw her, he's like, no, you're not Jerry's girlfriend.
Yeah. That shit was hilarious. Man, that was a dope show.
It really was. I loved all the reruns. Like, if I happen to catch it on, I'll sit there and watch it. Like, I will get booked. That's one of them shows I get stuck in.
Yo, it's the summer of George. I rewatched that. It was crazy.
Do you remember the time Kramer made the car salesman push the car to the limit? He was like, we're going to take it to the limit. And they ran out of gas. And they were like flipping the things up out of the road because they were like, this will help with gas mileage.
And then it finally died out, and Kramer just like gets out of the car, just like, all right.
And then just like walks off, and old boy's like, that was great. Like it was like the most freeing time of his life. And Kramer's just like, it's just another day in my world. Yeah, that show was gold. And it definitely wasn't Jerry that made the show. It was his entire supporting cast, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Jerry was that funny, but he's kind of like the Adam Sandler, where it's like all the cast around him do such a good job that
you think he's funny, but he's not.
Yeah.
But the difference is Adam is actually funny. That's the difference between him and Jerry.
Is he, though? I watched Billy Madison the other day, and he wasn't funny. Waterboy, I think he was funny in. Little Nicky, I think he was funny in. But usually...
No, wait, what was the movie you said you watched the other day?
Billy Madison.
See, I never liked that movie. I never found that movie to be funny. I liked The Waterboy. I liked Little Nicky. Like when the first time I saw him. But that Billy Madison, I never liked that one. I felt that was just one of those. I'm like, was you bored? Did you need a paycheck? It's like you could have passed that one.
Adam Sandler had a movie. It was called it was either Overboard or Going Overboard, and that was his first one.
I think it was Going Overboard.
Going Overboard, I think so too. And I remember watching that, the whole movie I watched, and it was not funny once. It was so bad, and I think he came back with Billy Madison after that. And then,
that was his movie, right?
Yeah,
like when he kind of first started his whole empire. Which, again, when you start, who says it's going to be a hit? But it was enough traction and enough familiar faces that he could bring back, in those two. So. But yeah, neither one.
I don't know. I'd recommend watching it. It was seriously like 0 out of 10. Like I would.
Really?
Yeah, it was
See,
that
now
bad.
I have to watch
and
it.
I actually
now I have to watch it in this season of my life because I've not watched that in years. But it was never one of my favorites. There wasn't one. Like I'd turn it off if it came on. That's where I was with it. I was like, I can't do it.
Well, I mean, Adam Sandler movies, they're usually good. It's always kind of the same style stuff, but that Going Overboard and I seen The Cobbler or whatever it was, that one was really bad. But that Going Overboard, I remember I was like, that was the worst comedy I've ever seen. I'm glad he snapped out of it, but if that was his first thing, okay, cool, but
could have been worse. It could have been better.
No, it could have. I don't think it could have.
It definitely could have been better though.
But no, he put out some bangers though. I do
Deeds.
like Adam Sandler. Yup.
Him and that guy with the curly hair that played the butler in Mr. Deeds, or had the dead foot. Like he used to have his foot.
Oh, yup.
He is such a phenomenal actor. So like when they get together, I do enjoy their energy together on screen because they just play so well off of one another. But yeah, like I can only do so much of it. It's funny. I was thinking about that because I was like, wait, was that him in 50 First Dates with Drew Barrymore? And then I was like, because I almost said that when you were talking about going overboard. Because I feel like 50 First Dates was the redemption for going overboard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's his romance, love comedy. And it was good.
That was good.
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. Like that shit was funny.
I can't remember if I watched that or not.
Oh, that shit was funny.
Wedding Singer.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was dope.
I was a late bloomer to that one though. Like
me too. I didn't watch it when it came out. It was years down the road. Like I had to watch it because somebody was giving me hell. They're like, "You haven't seen The Wedding Singer?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll watch it tonight." So.
Oh yeah, that was Drew Barrymore as well, wasn't it? Huh.
Yeah. Him and Drew have a lot of work history together.
Yeah, it's too bad she went crazy. But
they MK'd Ultra her.
They did something to her.
They gave her a TV show. Do what?
Gave her some of that fetty.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was I liked her in Scream. I liked her character in Scream. That was always my favorite.
Yeah. Did I hear that there's another Scream coming out?
Oh, of course there is. And apparently Stu is back. Matthew Lillard. And then Nev Campbell, I believe, is coming back. And I don't think they got that weird chick who looks like Johnny Depp.
Did they get, what's her name that used to play Monica on Friends?
Oh, Gail Weathers. I think she's back.
Is that her name? Wait.
No, her
Monica,
name
yeah. What's her, what was that? But that was her name in the movie,
Cox.
Gail Weathers. Yeah, Courtney Cox. Thank you.
I'm a lot better at naming him as their Scream character.
Isn't David Arquette, wasn't he in the Scream movies too? Her ex?
You want me to tell you?
Was it David Arquette and Courtney Cox?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
But didn't his character die?
Mm-hmm.
But they're gonna bring him. They're bringing him back?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's dead. They.
Okay, I was like, okay, all right.
Which, oh, god damn it. That was so stupid. It's just like, go cap the motherfucker. Don't play these games. You've been through this all before too many times, Dewey.
Yep.
You fuck
yep.
ya. God.
Yep.
But I liked Dewey. That was my favorite character next to Randy. I liked Randy.
I don't remember Randy enough. Dewey stood out to me.
He's like, there's certain things to fucking A. I totally botched that one. He was the nerdy dude who's going over all the rules. You're not gonna be back, because if you say you'll be right back, you won't be. And then Stu's like, you want another beer? Yeah, sure. I'll be right back. Ooh. But Randy was the nerd dude, the virgin dude. So, yeah. I like my screams. I don't know where we're going with this, but yeah.
So, okay. I had a dream. And then 2 days after I had a dream, some shit popped up online. I was like, but that's not who I saw. I was like, but that's who I saw. So, like, the dream I had is Paul Walker's working in government and he ain't dead. He's masked up. Remember,
one more time.
Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Wasn't dead. I mean, like, they said he was dead. They did the whole thing like he was dead. But that was just like to like maneuver him around so that things could still come out. And like, he's alive and was working in government. Like, he's working a government job with a whole different face. Cause I mean, you know, mask and all. But like, yeah, he wasn't dead. I was like, 2 days later, some shit popped up online. And I was like, see, I don't have time to go down this rabbit hole right now. I really don't. I was like, I really don't. But I know what information he was about to release. Him, Chris Cornell, all of them at that same time were about to release a whole lot of things on not just the Clintons, but human trafficking in general. But a lot of stuff on the Clintons, and then both of them just bam, done. And I'm like, that's just crazy. Yeah, it's like, there's a few people, like my DM, when I asked that question in stories, I'm like, so what would y'all, I was like, how did I ask the question? I was like, do y'all think there are people that they told us are dead that aren't dead, living and looking at someone else, and people that we think are alive are really dead and someone else is playing them? Like, who do you think falls into which category? And my DM started going stupid. Rabbit holes started appearing that I didn't even know about. Like, there's a few I sent people down, and then I was like, have fun. And then I was like, see, that's karma, Erica, because now you just got thrown down a few. It got me no sooner than I kicked some people down a big, deep one. Like, then I got kicked down one. So,
you know what Paul Walker should have played for his best role?
What?
I think he should have played Freddy Krueger post-accident.
That? You think he could have pulled that?
After the accident. Sorry, I don't like Paul Walker.
And I don't have to like none of them. They don't pay my bills. I don't live with them.
Yeah.
So.
I always heard some scummy shit about that dude, so I was like, oh, fuck him. And Fast and Furious sucks.
Like what?
I heard he was... It's hearsay, so I'm not even gonna speculate on that. I just don't like him, but what is hearsay? I don't wanna go down that, because
yeah, for real. Because I mean, what's hearsay? And if it's influenced you not to like him, then it's obviously not hearsay anymore. You've taken it as a truth.
I could say a lot of shit. I could say motherfucking... I'm self-censoring myself, God damn it. I could say some shit about Michelle Obama and some shit about Michael, and it don't necessarily mean that I can prove that, but goddamn, what do you think about that thing?
That's not what I think, it's what I know, and I don't have to prove shit. It's what the burden of proof now lays in its court. You know why? It's the one that ran around masquerading. It's the one. So yeah, once I said what I said, it's up to them now to prove that you ain't a man. You wasn't a man first.
I heard that Michelle and Obama are going through some shit in their marriage. And I was listening to actually Megyn Kelly was talking shit about it, and she's the shit that she's bitching about on her podcast is fucking crazy. Like, I'm
Which one? Megyn Kelly or
Michelle Obama. Michelle.
Oh, that's right. I forget she's got a podcast. Well, I wish she'd been bitching about.
She was talking about how she's so oppressed that having children was the worst things that she's ever done. It ruined her life. And it was just...
She didn't have children. So, I mean... okay, she's got to keep the narrative up.
Technically, they're her children.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so she was just going on this whole victimhood shit, and like that bugs me so bad when I see a rich motherfucker talking.
Such a victim.
Like, dude,
like,
you know how fucking lucky you are. Like,
his dick must have been sticking him in the ass. He was fucking himself.
Surprise, motherfucker.
He was fucking himself during the show and couldn't get comfortable. And they couldn't end it either. So it was
God
like,
damn,
fuck
that is
this, fuck that,
disgusting.
fuck the world. Acting like a typical man.
Fucking men don't act like that. What
The
the
sassy
fuck?
ones do. The sassy ones do.
No, that shit was wild. as
No,
fuck,
really,
though. She
the
was
sassy
talking,
ones do.
She said it was, I couldn't wait to leave the White House. And then she talked about just raising the kids was such a difficult time for her. And I'm like, you had 8 years in the motherfucking White House
You
where they
didn't
pretty
raise
much wipe
shit.
your fucking ass. Yeah,
like
all your meals, you weren't cooking for them. You
all
weren't
you had to
cleaning
do
for
was
them.
plan fucking parties. That's what the first lady does.
And she probably don't even do that. She probably has
Pick
someone
out
else just like
China.
plan the shit out.
Yeah, her assistant usually does that. Chief of
And,
staff.
And that's why it's such degradation in our society that millionaires that can be paid all this money and still be the victims and be like, oh my God, this is such a racist place. Everybody hates us, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I hope your podcast fails.
It just goes to show anybody can choose to be a victim. That's why when people be like, "Oh my God, you're victim shaming," I ain't victim shaming. I'm telling them to take responsibility. And if that hurts their fucking feelings, they shouldn't be here on Earth. They're too goddamn sensitive. Like my grandma said, you can't be sensitive and stupid. Pick one.
Mm-hmm. Well, such a wise woman.
She was a fucking hoot.
Sounds like it. My grandma been saying shit like that. I wish I would remember more, but I got too baked. But she was always talking shit. I can mock her voice though. I can talk just like her. I can talk like her. I can talk like my pops. I remember one time we were recording some music in the studio and my buddies were over and we used to do like horrorcore hip hop and we were talking about like we come tagged in blood straight cemetery thugs creeping about the fog as if it were Halloween, like just crazy shit, and we were talking about slicing and dicing, basically like the scary movie fucker.
Right.
And my grandma, like, we had the little window open with the fan in it, and she's like, "You better stop screaming or people think you're being killed." And I was like, holy shit, say that one more time. So she said it, and then we got her again to be like, "You got a clock, don't you? It's 20 after 4. And like we sampled that and like put that in the tracks. So that's kind of cool to just, because this is like before the cell phones. So I wish I would have had like videos of my grams, like, you know, talking shit and whatnot. But yeah, just having that shit in one of those songs here and there, I'm just like, oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Now that's badass. That's cool that you did use that as a sample.
Yeah, she was dope. Miss my Grams. Shout out Grams. Shout out Pops. But yeah, so yeah, you still working on music? How's the music shit going?
I am. Music's going good. Cannot complain. Cannot complain. So what you been into with music? I know you started like messing with a few of those things.
Dude, I've been it's been so crazy. I don't know about Philly and shit, but here it's been hot AF. I've been
and raining.
Yeah, we
like today has been thunderstorms off and on. Like when I came through the door, I walked in right as it was starting to downpour. Like it was those big fat drops, and then my key hit the door, and it was like, I was like, God damn! Like all day yesterday, off and on, all day today. Fucking 97 degrees, 97% humidity. It's been insane.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from the weekend before last. We had to move a bunch of my shit out of my pops' place. And it was like 98, like upstairs. It was like 100 and something at least, like 130s, I feel like. And yeah, so we emptied all this shit out. Got crazy all day. Went home and my AC's out.
No.
And I could not sleep. I tossed and turned I got so angry. I got like 5 hours of sleep throughout Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I lost my mind, and I've been literally this whole week just coming back and going to sleep every night when I get home because I'm just still just trying to catch up. It was a mind fuck. It just sucks. So,
and when you get really hot like that, it can't cool down and gotta stay in like mid warmth. It's hard. It's frustrating.
Yeah, like I can deal with the shit all day. You can throw whatever you want at me, but when I get off of work and I'm done putting in my 10, 12, whatever hours, I'm fine as long as I go to a place that's cold and I got a motherfucking fan on me. I'll be fine. But if you take that AC away, man, I was just like, I was probably just a dickhead. I was probably just like,
you probably had heat exhaustion.
Yeah, but it sucks because I'm like, yeah, but either way, that shit's passed, and as long as it don't go hit the like upper 90s, my AC should be able to handle it. So, but I bought AC in the living room for the cats because the poor cats were just dying, and I was like, oh, fine. But I went out there. I was trying to sleep out there, but they kept fucking with me. Them cats just have no quit. So, yeah. I'll bring the cats on the show one of these days. But yeah, I did a show with my buddy Mad Kid from Romania.
I saw that. I haven't got to finish it, but I saw the link and started clicking in.
Yeah, I've been so backed up with everything going on and the moving process that it took me like 2 weeks to get that edited and put out there. And by that time, Jermaine Bozio from Conservative Nation, we did a podcast and we were going over all the craziness because we needed to do basically an episode about Minnesota. So, the transgender pitcher in Champlin, Minnesota.
Okay, so I
striking out all these bitches.
Yes, I started hearing about it, and then it fell off my radar. So what happened with that?
He won the championship. He won the championship. How about that?
What the fuck?
No,
what?
There was like so much crazy shit like that. Like Minnesota it's like California with shittier weather. I always say that because it is just insane out here. Imagine just not even how the kids feel, but how the parents of those kids feel that lost that title, that opportunity because some dude's like, oh, I'm just gonna go pitch with the women,
Right? Because I can't hack it with the men.
And it's like, if you're that good of a chick, then you can play in the men's league. That's not the issue. Like, for instance, I know they were trying out an NFL kicker who was a female, like a biological woman, right?
Okay.
And if she can do the job, she's more than welcome to be in the NFL. But if she can't handle it or whatever, that's the reason there's a WNFL in like women's football and shit. It's because they're women competing against women. But if you're the best of the best of the best, then you'll go to the NFL, obviously, regardless of the gender. So I just find it so fascinating that we're still in this situation. And I mean, the wokeness died. Like, the wokeness, for the most part, I thought died everywhere. But not in Minnesota, oh yeah, like a lot of places, it's just like, dude, we're done with the woke shit. That's why, like, Pride wasn't shit this year. You notice that? Mm-hmm. I mean, you had fucking rainbows coming out of fucking Oprah's ass like 24/7 this month, but this year, this time, nothing. Crickets. It's like they sent the gays back to the closets.
Like, don't get me wrong, Philly had its big parade on June 1st, but for the most part, it looked like it looks every weekend. Does that make sense? Busy. Because there's bars downtown. Like, if you're in the downtown area, it's busy. But nope, it wasn't nothing. It was not like the first year I was here.
Yeah, and like I remember what is it, the last Saturday was the Pride event shit for Minnesota, because we're really gay out here. But yeah, Waltz was down there just like, I was like, God damn, you fucking belong there, you clown ass. But it don't even look like fun and shit no more. Not that it ever really did, like, that's not my cup of tea, but I could see myself going down there and talking shit with people because, you know, it's cultural related. But now you got motherfucking dudes in fucking diapers and everybody acting like fucking idiots. And I'm like, that's not culture. That's just you being fucking ignorant and stupid. And it just makes you look bad, you know?
Yep.
But to each their own. I mean, the gays are kind of getting replaced by the trans anyway. So
you're not lying.
The gays are losing that shield. 10 years ago, you used to tell them you're gay and shit, they can't fuck with you. Now, that shit don't slide. Like, you can diss on a gay person, but if they're trans, then you still gotta bite your tongue a little bit. But they're gonna be replaced by something else that's even crazier. Maybe the
whole LGBTQ movement is a George Soros funding. I mean, who needs a movement to live their damn life? If I need a movement to live my life, then it's not my life.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that the gays got fucked with a lot back in the day. Like, even when I was growing up, gays got fucked with, like, smear the queer.
Yeah,
shit like
because
that.
It's not the norm. It's outside the box. But what I mean is, they made he funded an entire movement and created some underbelly wokeness that all these people now feel is their community. And he didn't build it for them. He built it because it was another fucking illusion that could help create division and just keep the whole fucking pot stirring.
Yeah.
And they all jumped right on board because they needed to belong.
It was financially successful as well. I mean, that rainbow's everywhere now. I hope someday we can take back the rainbow. Taking back the
rainbow is whatever you say it is. Like, just like anything else in life. That's why I crack out when people get so offended if somebody has a rainbow on. Like, is that what you hold a rainbow to signify? Then who gives a fuck? Because, I mean, the swastika had nothing to do with Nazis. It's a spiritualistic symbol that was here long before them. But most humans haven't sat down long enough and cracked a book because reading offends about 87% of the fucking human population.
Yeah, because they were using that in Europe a long time, way before the Nazis were fucking bad.
So, like, you know, symbolism, it's personal. Yet people keep running around letting it be something that offends them. Like one of my friends said the other day, people who get offended are highly not intelligent.
Yeah, I don't have time to care anymore for that type of shit. And like it really, like once my pops passed, that was kind of when I was like, dude, I really don't give a fuck anymore. That was definitely my final turn to just be an old motherfucker who's like, I hate everybody. Like that was, yeah, you took, everything's gone now, so y'all motherfuckers are left with me. How about that? That's
Right.
get. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't really care. It's all I feel like it's all downhill from here. We'll see what happens.
Right.
But God, who was that? One of those fucking actors, Cusack, what is it? John Cusack?
John Cusack.
Yeah, that motherfucker was talking about like Iran needs to have their nuclear weapons. They deserve their nuclear weapons. And I was just thinking about that because I'm kind of going in on some actors today. But
John, all these people are fucking whack that are out there, man, in Hollywood. Like,
but I was just like, they keep standing for all the wrong shit. And
it's whoever's pulling their string. Like, they each have so many on their side. Because it has to sound at least believable. It has to look like it's their fucking belief in words. But you got some for the let's look like you are against the system. And then there's some who are, well, you're just here to do what the fuck I tell you because you're my bitch. So this week, they might be saying about how they ain't going to vote for Kamala. And next week, you know?
Do you think that do you think he really thinks that, or you think someone told him? Because I think he
John
heard
Cusack?
a bunch of yeah.
I think John Cusack isn't been in the fucking limelight in a minute, and he was a great one to spin up.
So you think it was because he just wanted someone, his agent told him like, hey, go say some radical shit, and he did so he can try to get a movie? Or do you think he's been following CNN and just bullshit, woke nonsense news, and he was like, yeah, Iran does deserve a nuke. They deserve that. And
Either way this goes, him showing up has to do with the fact that I forgot he was still alive.
yeah,
There's
he looks rough.
I haven't even seen him in years, but you get what I'm saying? He's one of those actors that was like, I hadn't even thought about him.
Yeah.
When people are like, where's so-and-so been? He's not one of those on that list.
I don't know of any movies that I actually liked of his other than like, what is that, 1408 or 1508?
Serendipity.
That's him.
I like that one, but it wasn't because he was in it. It was it was just the way it was written.
I don't think I've ever checked that one out.
Well, and I liked it because it had to do with synchronicity. So for me, that's what hooked me. It wasn't any actor or actress that was in it. It was just the synchronicity and like the way it was written. But yeah, I saw him in that movie that had him and Woody Harrelson in it, where the world was coming to an end and he was a limo driver. I think that was the last.
2012?
Yeah, 2012. That's the last thing
I've never seen that.
That's the last thing I can remember seeing him in. But the majority of the movie was CG because the world was ending. So and it's one of those movies. If you watch it now, you're like, God damn, look at all that CG.
Like it was bad.
Well, you just know because it was like original CG. You know what I mean? It was like when it was first starting to be real big, widely used in movies. So it just has those looks to it that you just know there's no way that you actually filmed and cut that in. Like it's not as precise as the things look now. You know what I mean? So no, it was still good, but it's just funny. It's kind of like when you watch the original Star Treks, even though they were bad, now you go watch them and you're like, God damn, this is really bad. Look at them rocks bounce. Like, right? It's kind of like that. Like the further we get with technology and filming, the further back we go to watch stuff. The more you realize, you're like, God damn, we used to watch that and call
You know, a movie holds up for effects as far as something in the 80s that I'm still just like, they could have released that today.
What?
Was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Like that one, I was like, dude, all the effects were all on point. They were all traditional, other than a little bit of green screening. But I'm like, that's better than some of the shit I seen today. I actually seen a movie. I'm trying to remember what it was. I watched it like last week, and the CGI was so. Oh, that's what it was. It was Daddy's Home, when the motorcycle goes through the whole entire house. And it looks so fake, and I was just watching it, and I was like, dude, they probably paid like $100,000 for that effect. I could have made it look better with like, give me $5,000 and I would have done it better, and it would have looked dope. And I was just like, what the fuck are they doing? They got millions of dollars. What are they doing? So I think that's bad. But did you hear about did you like the 28 days, 28 weeks later?
Yes, like I liked the first one, 28 days, because the second one was what, 28 weeks later?
Yep.
And isn't there another one coming out now?
The other one came out, and I have some information about it, unless you're planning on seeing it.
Not really. What's it called?
28 years later.
Oh, okay, it's 28 years. So they stayed with the 28. Okay.
Yep. So, I was actually.
That's funny. I just watched 28 Weeks Later. Because isn't 28 Weeks Later the one where they're in London and it has Jeremy Renner in it? Like they're letting people come back, and they've got certain sections of like London open, and there's US. There's all the troops are there helping, and like everybody's in London. Yeah, I just watched that one the other night. That's so funny. Okay, 28 years.
Best intro. Like that intro, when I remember being so high and fucked up. I was scared. I was like, God damn, fuck, no chances of survival for me. But yeah, I was supposed to go see 28 Years Later, and I was really hyped for that because, like I said, 28 Weeks Later intro, that was the best shit I've ever seen, straight up. And I was really excited to see this. And dude I work with, he was like, oh, I'll fucking hit you up and let you know if I'm gonna go. I'm like 99% sure. Didn't get a text or call from him. So 5 minutes after the movie starts, like a bunch of texts go through, and I see his text like, oh, I got here early, blah blah blah. So I didn't get to see it, and then my cousin went to go see it.
We went without you.
Yeah, my cousin went to go see it. My girlfriend went to go see it. And I was like, whatever. And Barry was finally spilled the beans. He's like, motherfucker, I'm gonna tell you something about that movie. There's a dude in there with a cock so big that it should get its own character. And I guess dude's dick is, he's just running around with his dick.
How did we not wait, was he naked?
Yeah.
What?
And I guess he's just running around with like a fucking 2-foot dick, and I was like, what the fuck? Like,
and this is in a rated R movie?
I believe it's rated R, but I don't know. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, because I was like, what do you mean? Like, there's a naked dude running around and shit. And he was just like, oh, it's like the alpha zombie and shit. And I'm like, hell yeah, I guess so. Fucking 2-footer running around. And now I'm kind of skeptical on going to see that in theaters, because I'm like, that shit'll be huge. It was huge.
I didn't know they made him that big.
No, I was just like, do I really want to go see this shit in theaters, or should I just wait for something else? Because, I don't give a fuck if there's dude's dick and shit, but I'm just like, I'm not going to pay $20 for a ticket when dude's dick's running around the whole time.
Right?
And
like, watch that shit at home for free.
Yeah, I was just like, that's funny as fuck, though. And I really don't have a problem with motherfucking showing their D's in movies, because, I mean, chicks show their titties all the time, everything else. So I'm like,
I don't either. It's just one of those, I didn't know we was doing that now in rated R movies, but okay.
I mean, Kevin Bacon showed his bacon in Wild Things, and that was
True.
90s, that was R. But yeah, that was the takeaway of that movie that I got. I was just like, so you're not telling me about these cool intros or some shit like that. You're telling me there's just a huge dick. That's what I got away from that movie. So I guess it wasn't that good. It was decent. I'm talking about the movie, not the dick.
Got
so
you.
it was just a decent movie. And yeah, I'll wait for fucking Voodoo to put that shit up, because yeah, I'm not going to it. I don't know why I brought that shit up. I just thought that was funny.
Today has been a day of puns. I love it.
Yup. So, a new movie is coming out, Witchboard. It's a remake from an 80s movie, and I love this movie. I always wanted to be established enough to direct it and remake this one. And I watched the preview, and the shit looked decent. I was hoping for more, but it looks decent. Yeah, it's basically like a Ouija board possession movie, but the original one was done really well, and it was it had the red-haired chick who used to date O.J. Simpson.
Nicole? No.
No.
I didn't mean to say Nicole. I meant to say
it's Catan, like it's that's her last name is like Catan. I think she's like in a White Snake video. But yeah, she's dead. But I always thought she was like perfect for it because she had that level of creepy to her. But if y'all ain't seen it out there, I definitely recommend watching the original Witchboard. So yeah, I'm getting hyped for that. Toxic Avenger, you see that shit?
No.
You know what Toxic Avenger is, right?
No, I actually don't.
Holy shit. Okay. So Toxic Avenger was like a cheap ass grindhouse movie. I think it was a trauma film. And their whole shit was garbage. Like all their movies suck, but Toxic Avenger is the only one that took steam. Well, they remade it with like a big ass budget and a lot of studios in on this shit. Toxic Avenger, picture like 8-foot Hulk Hogan in his prime, only green, slimy with bubbles coming off of him, just looks like a toxic mess, but he's ripped. They replaced him with the dwarf from Game of Thrones.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So
He's
instead
a
of
hell of an actor.
He is, but dude, that's Toxic Avenger. Like, I want to see a big ass buff dude, not like a 3-foot dude running around and looking weird.
I just wonder if they gonna use a whole bunch of camera angles to try to make him look bigger, and if so, that's just stupid because you could have just hired a bigger person.
Well, no, he's still short, but he's like stockier, so he's kind of like, you know, just like he looks like a midget who's buffed. I don't know. I love my short folk. I really do. But goddamn, out of all the shit, don't do that to Toxic Avenger. But I'm gonna go see it because I'm sure it's gonna be just fucking gory, and hopefully there won't be any 2-foot dicks. Yeah, so do you have anything else to add in our entertainment podcast?
Not that I can think of right now.
Because I am straight up burnt out, so I'm gonna go get some rest. And
I'm straight up. Can you see how I'm just tired? Do you see my face? I'm like, I need to go back out and work, and I'm like, I need to go to bed too, and I'm like, but I need to eat, and I'm like, there's a war. It's like bed, food, work, and I think bed is just gonna win. like I don't even want the food. I don't think
bed always wins.
Bed always wins. Bet on the house. It's like betting on the house.
All right. Well, we will be back next week, and we're going to talk about more crazy shit and probably get a little more political. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. And if you could, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let us know where you're from. If you want to shout out, leave it in the comments. And until next time, peace, love, prayers.
Later.